Oh, absolutely. When you have a chance, you got to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, we didn't. And that's the thing that's a tough pill to swallow. We had way too many opportunities to miss, and we got to be better with those opportunities.
Did you consider at all some of those fourth and fives to go for it, considering that offense, or was that an easy call just for the field?
I thought that was an easy call, especially early in the game. I thought we were doing some decent things defensively, but it's hindsight, is what it is. So, but I felt pretty good about what we did.
What was the biggest difference to you from the first half to the second half?
We didn't handle adversity in the second half the way we needed to. Okay, we missed a kick, and we had a chance to bow our neck, and we jump off sides. We can't do those things. This game is too finite, and when you give teams opportunities, especially really good teams, they'll take advantage of it.
The defensive game plan seemed to be you guys were only rushing 4 most of the time. You had 2 safeties back, which is a bit different from the norm. That clearly seemed to work in the first half. Did this change?
Well, what changed the second half was the quarterback's ability to get outside the pocket and make something happen. He scrambled a few times. A couple times he scrambled and threw the ball downfield and made something out of it. So, yeah, it did. I mean, we were able to contain him and keep him bottled up the first half, and the second half, unfortunately, he got out.
What did you make of Taylor today?
Of what?
Taylor.
I thought Taylor had his opportunities to make some plays, and he did, and he missed some. It'll be one of those things we get a chance to really take a good look at the tape and, see where he can continue to grow and get better at.
He seemed pretty conservative. Was that maybe more the game plan, or was that more just taking what was given?
Well, it was trying to take what was being given more than anything else. I mean, again, the game plan just calls for you to go through your progression. And, like I said, we'll take a look. We'll see maybe did he go through some of them too quick or did he stay on one guy too long? Those are things that, again, he's going to continue to learn and get better with.
Ron, I'm sure that players are disappointed, frustrated, another loss at home. What was the message to the players, and I guess what's the morale going forward here?
Well, I think the message to the guys more than anything else is, we have to handle adversity. We got to play 2 halves of football. We played a good first half. We didn't play a good enough second half to give ourselves a chance to win. But we've got to be able to handle the mistakes, correct the mistakes, and just keep going forward. The truth is, what is this, 6th game? We've got a few more left to play, obviously. But we got to shake this one off, learn from it, and then get ready for next week. That's all we can do.
Ron, with Holmes in the second half, was the defense losing contain on him, or did he just make a couple of?
I think a little bit of both. We lost a little contain on him one time. A couple times he rolled out. A couple times he stepped through the rush, and then he made a couple of plays. Obviously, I mean, it pretty much played the type of game that people are used to seeing him play, especially in the second half.
Ron, you said that earlier in the year, that this team was playing resilient even in that. So, I mean, is it the losses adding up? Why do you think the adversity wasn't there when you guys had previously had that this season?
I think it was one of those things, a little bit of a snowball effect. One bad thing led to another. Again, like I said, we missed a field goal, and then we have a chance to force them to try and kick a field goal, and we line up in the neutral zone. You can't do that when you have an opportunity to make a stand. Because that was the ball was incomplete. We had a chance, and we didn't do it. And again, that's a discipline play, and that's on me. I got to go back and look and make sure guys understand. Hey, we got to line up properly.
You mentioned missed opportunities beyond the offsides and neutral zone. You just talked about anything else to stand out to you?
Well, I mean, there were some plays that we could have had on the offensive side as well. And we didn't. And again, we go back, we'll correct it, and go from there.
When you see things snowballing, is that something that you want to interject right on the sideline, or how do you handle that?
Well, the only way to slow things down is to make a play, And the thing we can't do is we can't wait for somebody else. We've got to be willing to make plays. We've got to be willing to take chances and take risks, and that's all part of the game plan. Is if we go through the things that we're capable of doing and do them to the way we need to execute them, we'll give ourselves a chance. And you don't, that's what happens.
There was the jersey retirement today. Were you able to spend any time with the Taylor family?
Not really. Just got the opportunity to just thank them for being here.
Anything else? Ron, you guys have lost to 4 teams that are probably considered to be among the better teams in the league. You can look at that as positive on some level, like, hey, we're losing to the good teams, or you can look at it as this is how far we are from the
Well, I kind of look at them both ways. You know, we did lose to 4 good teams, but we could have also beat a couple of them. That's the hard thing to swallow. If you're going to be honest with it, I mean, we had a chance last week. We had a chance the opening game. So, you know, but you are what your record says you are, and the only way we can get better is to practice, work at it, and then go out and play better. And that's pretty much what we have left.
Sorry. When you get to this point, when you've lost 4 games, does it become harder to handle that?
No, because we've won 2, and we've got 11 games left to play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's you know, to me it's now let's look at the positive. Let's look at what we have a chance to do. Let's look at what we can do. The only thing we can do now is look at next week and take it one game at a time. It's just pretty much what we've done in the past, and we'll continue to do that, because if you start thinking about how we're going to win 11 games, you're going to miss something. So we'll focus on the next game. We got Green Bay coming up. They're a very good football team with a very similar quarterback that we just played. Maybe that'll play into our favor, you know, knowing that, you know, who this guy is. I mean, he's special, and we know that. But, you know, we did some good things for a half. If we can play 2 halves of football like we did today, we give ourselves a chance. And that's what we'll work towards.
You talk about the team being immature too. Are you confident that they can, I guess, handle that adversity, or to?
Oh, that's what we got to find out. I mean, we didn't handle it very well when it came up in the second half. You know, in the first half, you know, we turned the ball over, we took the ball back. They had a big punt return, we took the ball back. You know, they were in field goal position, we took the ball back. But we did it all in the first half. We needed to make plays in the second, and we didn't as a football team. And that's pretty much it.
You point out the adversity you guys faced in the first half, you guys were able to take the ball away. Why do you guys feel like the adversity, when you guys faced that adversity in the second half, there wasn't that same response? I think you said last week, like, lacking a little bit of confidence. But in that situation, it seemed like they had that confidence.
Well, they did, but, you know, sometimes something happens and it kind of takes a little bit of wind out of your sail. And I think that's kind of what happened. And the thing that we can't do is we can't let that be the overriding factor. You know what I'm saying? We can't let one thing be so disruptive that we don't respond. And unfortunately, we didn't.
Antonio Gibson came back after leaving briefly, but then it was a lot of JD McKissick.
Yeah.
So how did Antonio kind of?
We'll see how he is. You know, we did take him out at the end of the game because he was struggling with it a little bit, and so we got to be careful and see how he responds. I don't know much more than that. We'll see how he is tomorrow morning.
Last one.
Ron, what did you make of the way the team responded after forcing those turnovers? Scored 1 touchdown and then the other drives.
Yeah, I wish we would have scored more touchdowns. I mean, that's you know, and again, you have to do that against teams like that. You know, and kicking field goals is, you know, is the last thing you really want to do. And, you know, but at the same time, also, the way things did in the first half, I would have never thought we'd have done what happened in the second half. I thought we'd have been a little bit better. I thought we'd have handled the adversity a little bit better. But, you know, that's something we'll learn, something we'll grow with, and something we'll get better at.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, Coach.
cool. Thank you, guys.